Good morning. How are you all? I'm at this lovely, it's not even really a crossroads in the wood, but there's many different pathways or pathways, and it's like, which way do you go? It's wonderful, isn't it? So well, Abby says we're going this way, following the sun. And it's a lovely autumn morning. Absolutely beautiful. The sun is out. The air is cold. The ground is cold. 9:26 and it's Sunday today. But you know, I never appreciated feeling the cold so much. It's lovely. Right. I did try to put up a video yesterday from my walk yesterday. I think I've put the wrong date on it. And it's called Keeping It Real. So I've had to reload it this morning. I don't want you to necessarily get a double whammy, one straight after the other. So I'm hoping, I don't want to bombard people, you know what I mean, but by the same token, I do want to keep track of everything really. Because who knows, I might be on the verge of discovering a way to beat this COPD, OCPD, PCOD, whatever it's called. So I do need to keep track of it. And the only thing I had chance to do really this morning was realise that the video hadn't uploaded, and read a comment or two, and thank you very much all of you who have commented. But Christine Hansen, again, I must belong to the same kind of branch of earth life that you do, I think, because you gave me my own words to think about for a while, that I talked about in another video, when the guy said he was waiting to die, and I asked him how long he'd been waiting, and maybe they got it wrong. Yeah. Because the thing is, well, I don't know about anybody else, but this has happened to me, and instead of feeling like I'm waiting to die, yes, come on son, I feel like I've been given the most incredible opportunity to live. Yeah, and really live. It's all the things that were important aren't really that important. All of my worries, my fears, they don't matter. All my hair's stuck under my bag. They don't matter at all, and they really don't. Do they, honey? Do you think about how you're going to pay the mortgage? Do you think about whether it might rain tomorrow? Yeah. And right, so how am I being? What's happening is, when I'm waking up in the morning, I don't know if you remember, but I always used to wake up in the morning and think, oh God, I'm still here, in Botland. And I think how much has changed in the past year, really, because mornings have always been, I don't know, a time for me, an awakening time, I guess. But this morning I woke up, and Mustafa and I had decided to sleep downstairs. Bless his cotton socks. He'd brought a mattress off another bed down, because the air bed got a irreparable puncture. I think that's due to our bouncing around on it and everything. But so he brought the mattress out of Samira's old room down and made this lovely bed on the floor by the fire. And he fell promptly to sleep, bless him. And I lay there, not really thinking about anything, just thinking I need to go to bed. I wanted to be in my bed. And so this morning, I did go up to my bed. So this morning I woke up and what seems to happen is it's like you do this reality check thing. It's really bizarre. And I suppose my reality check used to be, oh my God, I'm still here. Now my reality check is, I don't even want to think about it. It's like it's been shoveled into my mind the moment I wake up. You know, these dirty, great big shovelfuls of the reality that's being kind of thrust into my brain. And I don't like it. And things you don't like, you have to think about what you do like. It's no good focusing on what you don't like. You look at the reverse of that. So the reverse of that would be that I want to wake up in the morning and just think, I'm alive, how wonderful. Instead of what I thought this morning, which was like, you know, did I dream all of that? Is it true? And I'm telling myself, you know, truth is what you make it. Shut up. But it's like this little bot, after it has been quiet for hours during sleep, it's like when my eyes open, it's the bot that wants to get in there first, you know, kind of, oh, let's create a drama. So I'm getting very tearful in the morning, actually. Yeah. But anyway, it's like you reassess everything again. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you go through this self-talk again, where you're saying to the frightened little robot, you know, it's okay. It's absolutely okay. And I did want to take you somewhere else today. But the thing is, when I come here, I just feel God's grace and almost having this little shared joke with this essence, energy, whatever, that I perceive to be God. You know, and like this morning, it was almost telling myself, you know, what are you frightened for? Don't worry, there is nothing to be frightened of, because I'm here, I'm always here. And now I want to catch your attention. You know, I really want you to focus on the fact that I am always present. You know, you can always talk to me. It's amazing, isn't it, really? I saw another dog there, so I take it there's other people. Although, you know, a dog can come for a walk on its own. And I know this is probably going to sound crazy too, but I actually feel that I am having a conversation with God. Not like God's saying, you know, I say, God, is this true? And God says, okay, Rose, now just sit down a minute and let me just... No, it's just something else Christine Hansen said to me a long time ago, and I really did take exception to it. And, you know, I know it's a knowing. It's a knowing. And I do think to myself as well, why should all of our beliefs in what God is or isn't be exactly the same? You know, I don't see it like that at all. No, and I also get a feeling of my father as well, and the two of them seem to merge, and that doesn't surprise me because we're all God. So, look at the colours of that. Do you know there's something just so beautiful about autumn? I mean, every season brings its delights. But autumn, if there was a break there, my camera just turned itself off. Well, obviously it didn't. I must have touched something, but yeah. Autumn is the most amazing time, and I guess it reminds me of where I am. And it's lovely. I mean, how could you be here and not be in the presence of God? Do you understand what I mean? Which way should we go, girlies? And he says, well, I'm having some of these grass leaves because I've heard they're very, very good for my liver. And Ebby says, I'm enjoying my breakfast over here, all provided by the Creator. And yesterday was a lovely day. I spent some time with my mum. Not much time because she came home with me and fell asleep for a few hours. But we did talk. And yeah, it's like my mum's another guide, do you know what I mean? But I understand a lot more. I do understand a lot more. I can understand her frustration. I really can. And the other wonderful thing that happened was my friend Ambot. Any of you who were with me right at the beginning of Rawgasmic, so that's nearly 2 years ago now, will have heard me talking a lot about Ambot. We've been friends for a number of years, a lot of years, and I haven't seen her since Samira was here, and probably a good few months before Samira left. And after my mum had gone yesterday, I was on my own in the house and just putting music on and, you know, chilling out and stuff like that. And then there was a knock at the door, and I went, and it was Ambot. I was so happy to see her. We used to do healing shares years ago, and share a lot of the same friends like Kate and Jeannie and Andy, and because they were all volunteers on my Home Start scheme, and our Home Start scheme was different. We offered, it was for parents with at least one child under the age of 5 undergoing stress, trauma or crisis, and it was an international organisation actually, and I was the project manager, and we decided to do it all differently. We offered healing, we offered training. We had to call it training, but it was basically just talking. And here we go again, another one of my things, getting things off your chest or sorting your mind out. Anyway, it was just so lovely to see her. And she says, "How are you, Rose?" I said, "Oh, I'm fine, you know, really good to see you." And she said, "I've been thinking of Jeannie." Now the thing is, I've actually been thinking a lot of Jeannie. An awful lot of Jeannie and Sue. Two lovely people who left the planet, you know. And she said, "I almost got this message, I have to come and see you." And she says, "I shouldn't ever have to come and see you. We haven't seen each other for ages." And the thing is that Anne had no grandchildren, and then she had two gifted to her, you know, within a year of each other, and she's become their childminder. She looks after them, so she doesn't have a lot of free time. So I said, "Oh, it's really nice to see you." So she said, "Isn't it strange that Jeannie should come to both of us?" And I said, "Oh yeah, she's probably nudging us to meet up." Anyway, Anne just kept looking at me and she says, "Are you all right?" And so I thought, oh, I'm going to tell her what these doctors and nurses have said, you know. So we had a talk about that. And, you know, Anne says, "Yeah, it's great, isn't it, when you hear something like that? This is where we start living." Yeah. This is where we start living, and I think she's right. I think she's absolutely right. Anyway, she did some healing on me, which was wonderful. And Mustafa came home. She stayed and said hello to him, and then off she went. So it was lovely to see her, just so, I'd like to say out of the blue, but nothing ever happens out of the blue. There's always someone who's planned it behind the scenes, whether they're on this planet or off it. And I felt good about the healing I received from Anne. And it was strange because then I started to think about how over the years we've healed each other. She had a cancer scare and was going to go in for an operation. And we did masses and masses of healing. And I was with her. I went with her. And when they did the scan or whatever it was they did, they said it had gone. And then Anne had a stroke as well. And I used to do the raw food for us and hump her wheelchair around. And then I was thinking about her healing of me, and I remembered, you know, way back in Barbie, when I was with Mark, me and him kind of separated for a couple of weeks actually, and I moved into a little annex in a neighbour's house. It was a really old dairy that they converted into an annex, so it was rather wonderful. And I became ill there, and Anne came to see me with Jeannie, and they healed me, and it was a chest infection, and I was, you know, out of it for like 2 weeks. Yeah, so it was strange to think back and think, God, that was maybe 17 years ago. Yeah. Anyway, got lots of mud to walk through here. I'm going to go over this way a bit. Can you see my muddy feet now? Yeah. So anyway, I've been thinking lots of things, and almost simultaneously this morning, Mustafa and I thought of the same person, which is David, my NLP trainer, you know. I mean, this guy, I love him. And I thought to myself, I was thinking of him, and then Mustafa, I said, why don't you contact your NLP trainer and talk to him about everything? So I think I'm going to do that, because I think one of the founders of NLP, it wasn't Bandler, was it? I think it was Bandler. his mother was told she had cancer and only had so long to live. And he devised all of these NLP techniques for her. And actually she lived for years. You know, so I'm thinking, that would be a good idea. So I might do that when I get home. Speak to David for the first time in nearly 5 years. How wonderful. And apart from that, I just feel like I've been given a whole new lease of life. And that is the thing, it's just so bizarre. It's just so bizarre, and you realise that you're living in crazy cuckoo land. And you get caught up in crazy cuckoo land because I guess that's the whole idea. Keep you, that's why we're here. But we get so hooked into the unimportant that they seem to be the most important things in the world. Like finding a perfect match in shoes for your dress to go out, or having that car that's a year newer than the one you've been driving around for a while, or putting that extension on your house so that you can have a bit of a bigger bathroom. And of course all the associated stress that goes with those kind of activities. Yeah, anyway, I think I'm going to go. This is just really recording my thoughts and feelings on this wonderful Sunday morning. And it's not about waiting to die, I don't think. It's about realising that we are here to live and to experience. And believe me, there are people on this planet whose lungs are probably 1,000 times more healthier than mine, and whose general health is probably a lot better than mine. But in some senses, I think now I'm experiencing life much more than probably they are. Right, so keep looking up, guys. It's the only way to look. And you know, everything happens just the way it's meant to. And for whatever reason I've been told all of this, the most wonderful gift that has come with it is this sense of relief, release, no pressure, and an opportunity to really, really live. Blue sky, guys. Clouds are moving pretty fast today. So remember, enjoy life, live it. It is exactly why you are here. And me. We're going this way, girls, now. And yeah, love, peace, bliss and health to every one of you. I'll catch you again tomorrow. Yep. So from Honey and Abby, who, you know, they're not interested in anything, are they? Mortgages, wars with Syria, national debt, blackout of the grid. No, they're just living. They surely are. I love you all. Bye. Such a perfect day. Dee, dee, dee.